Today I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about the importance of listening in language learning and how to get more of it. So, listening is one of the most important, if not the most important skill to develop in language learning. It's the most important thing to practice because if you're not able to understand what people are telling you, you can't communicate effectively. So, you should do listening more, way more, all the time. How do we do that? Do you have to block huge amounts of your time and spend time exclusively listening? No. The smart thing to do with listening is to listen while you're doing other things during the day. So let's take a look at this weekly plan. Monday to Sunday, here's the time. So this huge block here in the middle is what a person working 9 to 5 spends at work. You start at 9, finish it. Okay, 6, 5, yeah. Look at that there. All this block of time, you're at work. Depends on, of course, it depends on your job. It depends. I don't work 9 to 5, but you get the idea. Let's use this for simplicity's sake. So, first of all, if you're not working from home, a lot of people are working from home these days, but a lot of people still have to go to the office or somewhere else. So, for example, I'm in the office now. I'm at the office, but usually I work from home. So let's say 2 days a week I come here, the rest of the week I work from home. It's more comfortable, convenient, yeah, you get the idea. But when I come here, I've got more or less half an hour of driving to get here, and then another half an hour to go back home. So that's time here and here, in which you can be listening to language learning material in your car. So if you've got a half an hour commute, and then same amount of time back, that's an hour of listening time you're getting. Let's say you're learning German. You can easily get an hour of German, an hour of listening practice in German, just by doing that. That's 5 hours a week. That's a lot of time in a few months. A lot of extra time listening. If your commute is longer, then you're getting more listening time. So, number one should be commute. I'm terrible at speaking and writing at the same time. So yeah, your commute first. For that, of course you should be doing actual proper study time here. If you only listen casually, this will help you a lot. But unless you also sitting down and doing the work, it's not going to be as effective. The best way to do this is to do both. You need a combination of deep work, concentrated, and this. So you do this, and let's say you're studying here after work. You study a little bit this time. Let's say you go to the gym. 3 times a week you go to the gym. You lift some weights, and after that you do cardio. You sit in the exercise bike, or you use the elliptical machine or something like that. So there, you could also be listening to language learning material. Personally, I don't like lifting weights and listening to anything. I just like to concentrate on the weights. But when I'm doing cardio, I do like maybe at least 6 hours of cardio a week. And I'm learning languages the whole time. So let's say But let's say you do 3 hours. Let's say you do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You do an hour each of cardio after the weights. That's also language learning time you can get. And let's say you like relaxing in the evening, watching films, Netflix, watching YouTube, playing video games. You could do all those things in the language you're learning as well. If you're learning, of course, if you're learning English, the internet's in English and video games are in English, everything's in English, you say, so it makes things really easy. But if you're learning another language, you can still find, there's less content, but you can still find content, unless you're learning some obscure language. So if you're learning French or Spanish or German or Russian, you can find lots of content to entertain yourself with. And it's slightly challenging at first, but once you get used to it and you can put subtitles on, you can get some extra listening time there. And then we get to the weekend, where the time you spend doing this kind of thing increases. I'm not going to make a plan here because you usually don't plan weekends, right? But you can get extra practice either by going for runs, going for walks, listening to stuff. I completely forgot to write this stuff here. Yeah, so you could watch more things in the weekend. So yeah. Let's say cardio, exercise. Then you get entertainment. Then there's another big one. Let's say every Sunday evening, could be any other time of the week, but let's say you take some time and you clean the whole house. You clean the bathrooms, the kitchen, you use the vacuum cleaner. Actually, the vacuum cleaner is not the best time for listening practice, but for everything else, you can make it a lot more interesting and enjoyable and productive if you're also listening to some podcasts in the language you're learning, and it's interesting, it's a topic you like, you're learning the language, and you're doing stuff at home that needs to be done. So yeah, the cleaning part, since I discovered that, my flat's way cleaner. So yeah, housework. Other things, like going to the grocery store. You can do that as well. You can put your earphones on, and you can be listening while you're just getting your food for the week. So if you add it all up, you can get minimum 10. I'd recommend doing a minimum of 10 listening hours a week, plus your study time. But if you get really creative with it, and if you are motivated, and you find time, you can do 20, 30, 40 hours a week of listening. I'm not saying that's for everyone. I'm not saying you should do that. But if you want to, you can. And if you're doing listening practice 20 hours a week, in 6 months, it's literally impossible that you won't understand the language more as well. If you're also doing the exercises. If you're listening to Chinese every day, all day, and you don't take time to actually study Chinese, it will all be noise anyway, because you don't know a single word. You need to understand some basic words before this makes sense. But if you combine both, it will be really motivating as well, because let's say you learn Spanish, you study Spanish and then you listen to Spanish all day. The amounts you understand is going to improve every single day, and very soon you will realize that you actually understand a lot, and that will motivate you to keep going. So, and the more you keep going and keep doing the same, you will only get better. So it's just a virtuous cycle. So the main thing is to get this going. So what I suggest is to take a look at your weekly plan. Yeah. Take a look at your weekly plan. Take a marker. So your weekly plan should be like, if you don't have one, you should have one. I recommend for overall productivity, not just language learning. And you mark times in which you could be doing listening practice. This is really important. You will improve way faster if you do this. So please give this a try. It will be a game changer, I promise that. This was all for today. Thanks for listening. See you next time.